Well, hello, and welcome back to that thing we like to call Curless Mania, where we talk all things pop, rock, and prog. Before we do anything else, I have to say welcome back to my friend Martin Popoff. Martin, how are you today?
Oh, doing good. Looking forward to this. Always a pleasure chatting with you. You're so smart on this stuff. So
Well, thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate coming from you. That means a lot. So thank you. But yeah, no, it's always great. And we always come up like, what are we gonna do next? And at the end of the last video, it was like, hey, how about we kind of on this like post-punk kind of like new wave almost thing, like kind of a like, hey, what band are we gonna do next? And Martin brings up, hey, how about Boomtown Rats? And I was like, man, Boomtown Rats, that's like a band I haven't like I was like in love with for like a brief moment. Like I was really into them for a while, and then I kind of like pulled back and like didn't listen to them for a while. So this was kind of a great refresher for me to kind of go delve into their catalog and do it. We said it's a kind of a manageable discography, and this Irish kind of post-punk band. It's sort of like an anomaly a little bit. They're sort of punk, they're sort of not. What's your take on what was your first exposure to the Boomtown Rats, Martin?
boy, well, so it was getting the debut as a new release, and to me, it was just a good quality punk record, well recorded. Mutt Lang recorded it, so it's kind of like the Sex Pistols situation. But yeah, well, as we go into it, I'll sort of I don't want to give too much of the story away, but
Sure,
I was
sure.
I was on board for a long time, and then still following the albums and not liking them, and then came back later, kind of like you. I mean,
Yeah.
I was big into them for a long time, and then it's kind of been irregular, and I've been playing the albums I like a lot all the time. But yeah, you'll hear about it.
Okay. Okay, we'll get into it. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're here to do today. We are ranking the discography of the Boomtown Rats. And these episodes we're just kind of going, I have some notes here, but it's generally kind of off the cuff. Just basically kind of what you like. So what do you think? Should we start at the bottom? We'll start at the bottom, I
Okay,
guess. And
all right.
go ahead, Martin. What's your bottom album or
Okay, so my first one is the most recent one, Citizens of Boomtown. Now they do have an EP as well, out of the back of Boomtown. I think that's what they called it. But 5 tracks, much newer. Citizens of Boomtown. So yeah, they have this one reunion album and that's it. So I have this at the very bottom, and frankly speaking, I would even put the EP even lower. I'd put them both about the same. This was just a very annoying record for me. I just, even though the lineup is completely legitimate, you've got Bob, you've got Gary Roberts, who died November 2022. You got Pete Briquette, who produces it as well, Simon Crow. So it's a completely legitimate lineup, but the music they make sounds nothing like any of the things we think of as Boomtown Rats. It could be just any band out there. And you can obviously tell, like, we could respect what they're doing, and these guys are consummate songwriters and musicians, but I hate all the choices they make. I do not like any of this kind of music that they do. It's
Mhm.
kind of all over the place. It starts with like a crappy old glam song. It's got noisy production, kind of modern production, alternative indie production, multi-track vocals, layers of sound. This one's kind of like Bowie and Mott. You got Sweet Thing, just kind of like alternative rock. Reminds me of that woohoo song, whatever that thing is. Um,
Blur,
Monster
yeah.
Monk. What is that song?
Isn't that Blur song too? Is that
Oh yeah,
woohoo?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's got the same chord sequence in it. Monster Monkeys, just turgid, noisy, rockabilly, harmonica. I don't associate harmonica with them. She said no, garage rocky, passing through, ballad, but again, noisy. Too many production things going on. You got this acoustic little Billy Bragg thing. You've got more general rock, kind of Bo Diddley, Pogues in there, rock and roll yo-yo, Def Leppard chords, hand claps, glam, techno, and then 2 techno songs to end it out, like techno dancey songs. It's like I don't like any of these directions they're picking, and none of them remind me of the Boomtown Rats I don't like from previously, or the Boomtown Rats I adore from previously. So it's just
Mhm.
this big mess of an album with no person or no personality of the Boomtown Rats whatsoever, and it's so fragmented that I don't even think it has any personality. Period.
Hmm.
It is quite, there's a lot of thought put into it and a lot of thought put into the production and stuff, but it's just some weird indie alternative generalized generic rock album that could be by anybody. And it just, every single decision they made rubbed me the wrong way.
Hmm. Yeah. Yep. So that's I'm just gonna piggyback on that because that's also my bottom. I think that, 36 years after your last record, I mean it's like they're trying to come into a different landscape, and I will say that this album does have some more energy than I expected. It seems like they really kind of mean it and they're really trying to do something here, but what
Yep.
like you said, what they're trying to do, I'm not sure because it is stylistically all over the place. And there's times where it's like, wow, this sounds like a Stooges song or something. This sounds like Iggy Pop. This sounds like you said, there's some garage rock in there. There's some sort of like T-Rexy stuff. I mean, it's kind of like I'm not quite sure what they're doing, and there are times where it's like, you know, s- like Trash Glam Baby, and he's singing it like Sweet Thing is kind of like trying to be sexy, like it's almost like, like Get a Grip and Sweet Thing, and it's just like what's going on here? Like, oh, this is the guy,
Yeah.
he's trying to be like cool and sexy, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, this is a little weird. I don't really understand. And then it's got like you said, hand claps, female vocals. Like there's no female backing vocals on any other record. Um, and it's a little strange. I mean, it's not like for something that came out that much later than their heyday. It's actually not too bad, but it's still not Boomtown Rat. I mean, it's not like you said, it's not recognizable Boomtown Rats, and that just puts it way, way out in left field. So I'm with you. I kind of put it at the bottom. So that's my
Yeah.
yeah, that's my number 7 as well.
Okay. All right. My number 6, I'm going with Five Deep. And oh, there we go. There's the cool album cover, right? So I'm
Yeah.
going with Five Deep. So this is 1982. Again, this is like boy, I again a little all over the place, but this is firmly in this period where they are just enamored for whatever reason with all this percussion and jungle beat kind of stuff and dancey and funky with a lot of 80s production values all over it. You've got what are my notes here? So we've got he watches it all, murky, creative, proggy. I kind of like the way it starts. Never in a million years. I like that song. That's a, a weird like Phil Spector-ish ballad. It's very lush, so it doesn't fit these things I've just been complaining about. But then it starts doing this, right? Talking in code, frantic Devo techno, amusing dance music is what my notes say. Bitter end, annoying up tempo, bongos all the way through it, bongos on the next one as well, beat jazz. You've got this quiet swing song for whatever reason. Storm breaks again, up tempo but noisy, horns in there, not a lot of melody. So there's a lot of what you get with a lot of funky rhythmic music is a lack of melody, and that's happening here. You get a reggae song on here, House on Fire, and then we're back into noisy jungle beats with Charmed Lives, Skin on Skin, more thumping, Four on the Floor, and bongos and synths. You get this little acoustic barbershop vocal thing for a minute 36, and then another one of these frantic, herky jerky, new wavy things. They started a little bit of this on the second and third album, but there's only a little bit of it. It's something that does have a little bit of roots, but they just take it so far in this bizarre direction for these two albums in particular, this one and Mondo Bongo, which I just don't appreciate at all. It's not a kind of music I like, and I just found it to be a bizarre direction the band went in for this.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So I'm with you. But my choice is Mondo Bongo at this point. So and I'm feeling the same way. I feel like and I think there's going to be a theme developing here, and Martin hinted at it at the beginning. It's where there's kind of like the '70s Boomtown Rats and there's the '80s Boomtown Rats, and it's like they're sort of like their discography almost like cut right down the middle, and because
Great
they
point.
switched producers to Tony Visconti, and it's like I don't know that Tony was the right guy for them or knew what to do with them or something because they kind of go in this sort of sheer art rocky, almost Bowie like direction, and you're like, I don't know. I mean, Mondo Bongo to me is like they're trying to, and it almost feels like maybe they're going after trends a little bit. And they, things like I mean, in Mondo Bongo, it feels like they're really reaching for material, like as far as they have this thing, this sort of like they do this kind of thing where it's like under my thumb, but it's not under my thumb. It's like the
Yeah.
music to it, and he's kind of doing different lyrics, and you're like, what is this? This is bizarre.
Yeah.
And then and like Banana Republic was apparently a big hit in the UK, and I don't really like that song very much. Like you said, there's all these like weird percussion things going on, and it's almost like too much to it kind of becomes like too much. And you're like,
Yeah.
I don't get this. And then there sometimes it works like there's a couple of tracks where you're like, okay, this kind of works. There's one song in particular that sounds just like Scary Monsters. I can't remember if it's Straight Up or Go Man Go, where it kind of does this oop, 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 oop vocal thing, and it sounds just like
Oh
something off
yeah.
Scary Monsters. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Um, but anyway, I'm like, wow, that's Bowie right there. But anyway, so there's some moments here. I mean, and like things like Whitehall 1212, which is an instrumental. It's like okay, and then Hurts is kind of what kind of lyric is that? And just I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff you're going on with this record where you just feel like there's a lack of direction. So I'm going Mondo Bongo.
All right. So my next one, I am also going Mondo Bongo next. And as I revisited these albums, I realized how incredibly similar they are. And yeah, Tony Visconti does a terrible job, I think, with these guys. It's just loading on whatever. And
Hmm.
you're right. I think they're chasing hits. They're chasing like dance club hits or something in the UK. They're trying to be
Yeah.
this very upbeat, energetic band. I love This Is My Room on here. That's always been my favorite of literally all the three '80s albums. I think that's a really cool melodic, sort of interesting, more traditional conservative song that could have fit on Fine Art of Surfacing. But yeah, herky jerky, four on the floor noise. I mean, my notes kind of read the same as the previous one. Elephant's Graveyard, more frantic double beat, Farfisa, that they do the silly little keyboard sounds, right? There's a
Yes,
little
yes,
sweet
those thin
little
keyboards. Yes.
yeah, yeah, like my very least favorite Elvis Costello and Squeeze songs kind of overlap with some of the songs that I almost like on this one.
Mhm.
It's that bad. It's that far off. But yeah, super drummy, noisy new wave, jungle in the extreme for Please Don't Go, Fall Down, piano torch ballad kind of thing. Another piece of red is that grand piano ballad about, the decline of England, which I always kind of like that. Yeah, I hate the Under My Thumb. Yeah, Go Man Go. Okay, Proggy Extreme New Wave Bowie. It might be that one. Yeah. And
Yeah,
Banana
yeah,
Republic. Yeah. Banana Republic, my notes here, and it says just standard reggae. So they're trying like all kinds of this kind of music that's adjacent to funk, and reggae being one of them. But you got a standard reggae on here, you've got a standard reggae on the other one, House on Fire. Um, and then more of this hysterical jungle kind of thing. I made a note saying, are they chasing like Adam and the Ants, Prince Charming era Adam and the Ants kind of thing with this whole
yeah.
jungle beat thing?
Mhm.
And then Cheerio, you got this 1 minute of like Sid Barrett, acoustic strumming at the end. It's just bizarre. And yeah, very much the same complicated, weird product mix as the other one. And this album cover says it all. I mean, that's basically what this album sounds like, right?
Yes, yes. The artwork is very reflective of the music inside for sure.
I know I knew as soon as I saw that title, Mondo Bongo. It's like I'm buying this record and I'm gonna hate it. I knew that was gonna happen, right?
Yeah, it's like I'm
Uh,
anticipating my being disappointed here.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
exactly.
I felt the same way, and that the album cover, like you said, is so indicative. So I'm gonna go next with like you said, they're sort of cousin records. I mean,
Yeah.
five deep, or my friend called it V deep.
Right.
because it looks like a V. Um, so I said no, it's five. I think it's the because they're down to five people in the band or something,
Yes,
and
exactly. Yep.
yeah. And they're
Yep.
five albums into their just album into their career. So but this album exactly I'm just going to echo a lot of your sentiments. It's busy. It's the same thing, the same problem with Mondo Bongo. It's busy, it's a weird production, it's weirdly thin and in spots. You're like, where's the band? It just feels like the band gets like thrown into the background. Like this is a really good band when they're done right, when they're recorded correctly, which we'll get to eventually. But
Mhm.
they're not recorded well here. They're not represented well. I don't know that the songs are great on this record either. Like I'm like, that's one of my notes. Where are the songs? Like on the other albums, they always have these
They're like
songs.
club mixes. They're like extended dub club mixes, essentially, all of them, right?
Yes, and they're more like mood pieces than songs. Like it's like you said, maybe this is made for the dance floor or something, but like the songs are gone, and it's like that's what they're made them magical in the early days was the songs would jump out at you. Oh my God, these are listen to this hook and listen to this chorus and listen to there's just like nothing there on this album. So I mean, I don't know if Up All Night is on this album because this is one of those where the UK listings and the US
Yes, it
versions
is. Yeah.
is Up All
It's
Night on the okay,
on the one. Yeah, I think it's probably on all of them. Yeah.
so I do like Up All Night. I
Me
think that's
too.
a
I've always liked that. Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of
absolutely.
a cool song, you know. It gets a little repetitive at the end, but I do like it. Um, so that's what it has going for it. I like Up All Night. And Never in a Million Years, I think you mentioned as well, is a good track. But really it's pretty few and far between, so I had to put it pretty low.
Wow,
Um,
look at that. So it's not on my copy of this. I've always
okay.
considered it part of the album because I'm now a Spotify person, right? So I've got a
Right.
Canadian copy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly, right.
I've got a Canadian copy, and it is not on my Canadian copy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's weird. It's like it seems like every album has different track listing for, and like you said, when you listen to it online, there's a different track listing. So it's bizarre.
Wait,
Um,
what is going on here? Charmed on Fire. Huh? You know what? What is going on here? This is kind of bizarre. Charmed Life, House on Fire. Okay, you know what I've got here? I didn't even know this. I don't even know what's going on anymore. So I open up my copy of Five Deep,
right.
and uh, it says on it. This is all I have inside it. It says Six Shallow,
Wow.
and it is the same one, two, three, four, five, six songs repeated on both sides. So I guess this is an additional EP that came with the Canadian one. I
Oh
don't know what's
man,
going on here.
maybe. Oh, that's
That,
crazy, right?
that
What's
is so
happening?
bizarre. So it's got
Wow.
Charmed Life, House on Fire, Europe Looked Ugly, Skin on Skin, The Little Death, House Burned Down. So some of those actually are on the Spotify when I made my notes off of it, but some of them aren't, I think,
Yeah,
right?
that's almost like side two of the record. I don't know, like
Oh
side two
yeah,
twice.
it is. Hang on. Maybe every song is on. Well, no, but so the Spotify went to I don't know what's happening.
I
But
don't
anyway,
know. That's
yeah.
bizarre. I don't know. I do sort of like Charmed Lives, by the way. That's another track I do kind of like. He's I like
Yeah.
his attitude on it, where it's like Charmed Life. I don't know. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, and it's like this kind of strange song, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, I kind of like that one too. But yeah, so it gets confusing. It's like the AC/DC thing with the Australian versus US versus UK, US, all these
Yeah.
different track listings. So
Yeah.
um, so anyway, but that's bottom line is that's my five deep is my number five.
Okay. Well,
So
for number four, I'm going with In the Long Grass. And this one I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for. It's almost like they've turned up the 80s production values, but they've turned down the jungle drums. So
yes, yes.
it's more of a mainstream super corporate album. Um, and which is like not anything I would want, but after those previous two albums, it's like I like this more actually. So
Mhm.
Dave's kind of like nice synth rock, and that song became Rain because it was too specific about the heroin death of a girlfriend of Dave McHale, blah blah blah. Over and over, synthy rock ballad. That's fine. Drag Me Down. I've always loved Drag Me Down. That is like just a great, exquisite melodic pop sort of song, up tempo. A Hold of Me, Wash is kind of like a lot of acoustic guitars, but I really like a Hold of Me as well. Another Sad Story, you got some sax. So at times, I across these three albums, you can hear things that might remind you of the Specials or Madness. There's some ska here and there that the band tries as well, but this one reminded me a bit of Madness, modern Madness. Tonight, do not like the jazzy chords. It's very synthy, kind of reggae. Hard Times, chimey guitar. Again, very modern production. You got some female backing vocals there. Lucky, you got the dark treated sort of guitar sound, boomy bass, very 80s, but again, creative. A little bit of reggae. I don't mind getting a little reggae out of my Boomtown Rats. I don't know where that comes from, but it's okay that it's there. I just don't like the big jungle dance beat Boomtown Rats, right? And
Yeah.
Ice School in the Sun is like the old pop band. I like it. It's kind of rocking. And then Up or Down to more of this herky jerky new wave sort of thing. So yeah, it's a very very glossy corporate 80s album, but they're putting aside all that crappy, all those bad decisions or decisions that aren't to my taste from the previous two albums. So there you go.
Mhm.
And they look like Dexy's Midnight Runners on the front for some reason. I don't know.
No, my my pick is the same for the In the
Yeah.
Long Grass is next for me, and I have my notes are almost identical to yours, where it says okay, this is massive 80s production, but the songs are back. It feels like some of the songs, they got rid of that crazy, as you said, herky jerky craziness, and weird production. Even though this is it's like nailed it. The corporate, it's very corporate. Like it's like they're going for the charts with this hard. And even the cover, they're like, look at us, we're so 80s, we're so cool. And
Yeah.
but it's like but I have to say, I kind of enjoy while I'm listening to it getting ready for this week. I was like, I do kind of like this album. Like you mentioned the same songs: "A Hold of Me," "Drag Me Down," "Rain," which should be Dave, which I love. Dave, I love Dave. I think Dave is great.
Mhm.
And like you said, Hard Times is pretty. I mean, there's Ice School in the Sun. I mean, there's this album is pretty strong. I mean, as far as it didn't do anything at the time. It did nothing, but and right after this, it became Bob Geldof became Live Aid. He was complete, and then went solo. So I mean, um, this was kind of it for a while, but really to go out as far as their first phase, actually, this is a pretty good record. I think it got kind of robbed. I think it had some good stuff on it. So
Mhm.
80s production, and the production was every album sounded like this at this time. Almost
Yeah.
everything did. So
Cool. All
yeah.
right. All right. My number three, I'm surprised this flipped for me, but I've got the debut, Boomtown Rats. Like I say, I got this as a new release. I loved it because it is a borderline hard rock album. It does remind me of like you get the quality of just the production that you get with the Sex Pistols album. But this produced by Mutt Lang, which is very surprising, because Mutt Lang already with City Boy, he's been very, very fancy pants and finicky, and he's not that at all on this. This is a bare bones guitar rocking album. It's quite surprising that I would never have put it as a Mutt Lang kind of production, but yeah, it's full of guitar riffs. It's got a nice little bit of that Bruce Springsteen, Van Morrison, Graham Parker, Elvis Costello, Phil Lynott thing going, the Irish thing. Mainly or mostly on the mellowest song on it, Joey's on the Streets Again, but some other ones as well. But Looking After Number One is just such a rousing, awesome punk anthem. The heaviest song on here, I love it as a heavy metal song, Mary of the Fourth Form. She's Gonna Do You In as heavy, Close as You Ever Be is heavy enough. Neon Heart is really cool and kind of a little buzzcoxy, I suppose. But yeah, this is just a good, solid guitar rock album that even pleased me as an angry young metalhead in 1977, getting this as a new release. So yeah, absolutely, love this record to death. I've got it my number three though.
Yes, yes. My number three is the same. It's the debut, so we're tracking fairly closely here, but I I agree with you. It's funny when you listen back to this record, you realize, okay, these guys were in the punk post-punk thing, but really there's a lot of rock and roll on here where it feels like almost Stonesy at times. You're like, okay, or like the Who or something like that, or you mentioned Springsteen. There's like almost Springsteen-esque type songs on here, with the saxophone and the drama. I think he loved the drama, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But however, to your point, songs like "Looking After Number One." I love Neon Heart. Oh my God, Neon Heart is like one of my favorite Boomtown Rats songs. They do that. You know what the Boomtown Rats are great at? They do a lot of vocal interplay back and forth where they'll do like he's
Oh
doing the
yeah,
lead.
that
You
one.
know
Yeah,
what I
you're
mean?
right. That dialogue thing. Yeah.
There's all that
Yeah.
low vocal hooks all the time where he's done a da 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 da, and they go oh da da like in the
Yeah.
background, and you're
Yeah.
like oh da da. And it's like wow,
Exactly.
it's really cool. Like they do a lot
Yeah.
of that. And Neon Heart does that. It's so great. And Joey's on the Streets Again, like you said, kind of a really cool sort of dramatic ballad. Which is like kind of like it's strange. It's like whoa, but it's great. It's very good.
Yeah.
Um, Mary the Fourth Form, which they do again later. We'll talk more about that later, but I love this version as well. It's like it's pretty raw, pretty rockin'. And I love the guitars are kind of up front and rocking out. And Mutt Lang, I mean, Mutt Lang knew what to do with this band, and we'll talk more, but he really he's a great producer. And I can always I can hear we'll talk more. I gotta say more on the other albums, but this album, it's you can tell that they are a tight unit. They're playing live as a band. I love Kicks is great to end the album. She's Gonna Do You In. There's a lot of great songs on here. And I was like pleasantly surprised how much I'm like, oh yeah, I really like the debut a lot. Like this is a really good album. I forgot how much I like this album. So there you go. Number three, the debut.
Nice. All right. So number two, I went with a tonic for the troops, which I absolutely hated when it came out. I was horrified that they went this non-hard rock, which is I knew it as soon as I saw that picture. We're in for trouble,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just so obvious. As a kid, we would always be buying records based on what we're seeing, instrumentation and stuff. And all of a sudden on the front, you got two acoustic guitars and a banjo and a tiger and a snare drum. So yeah, I knew this. I remember hearing the title, thinking "Tonic for the Troops." This is gonna be awesome, right? And then
Yes.
seeing it, I knew. It reminds me very much of Buzzcocks from the debut into Love Bites, same kind of thing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
This is
Exactly.
not as heavy as the debut. But now I love it. I absolutely love it. Again, this is where they're starting to infuse all sorts of ideas, and this is where Mutt Lang gets more involved and starts putting in lots of neat, yeah, ear candy. I love
Yes.
Like Clockwork. Blind Date is my favorite song on here. I just love just the rousing chords and the up tempo coolness, a little bit of that Irish feel, a little bit of Thin Lizzy to it. I never loved Eva Braun as like just dramatic and almost like Roxy music-ish. That's really cool. She's So Modern, I don't like very much because it's starting to bring in that frantic herky-jerky thing. That song could have fit on Mondo Bongo or 5D, I think. But I like Don't Believe What You Read. New wavy there, pumping piano. Living on an Island is kind of like a reggae, but there's a lot of entertaining things going on. I guess it's more like a ska sped up reggae. Me and Howard Hughes is beautiful, beautiful. Graham Parker esque. Elvis Costello esque. Can't Stop is a little again, little frantic, a little noisy, a little next albumy. But Watch Out for the Normal People is cool. Heavy rock chords in that, and Rat Trap was a bit of a hit. Very Springsteen on that. Grand piano, up tempo. But yeah, I think there's a lot to be entertained by on here. The songs I love on here, I really love, and there's a few I'm not crazy about, but I'm just generally on board with the direction, and I find like they're talented, they're pulling it off. It's a brave change after the debut. It's very sophisticated. So there you go, my number two.
Yep. Yep. We are tracking. So my number two is also Tonic for the Troops.
Yeah,
And I agree with you that the art couldn't agree more about the art. I mean, it's like you look at it, it's like he's got pink pants on, and you're like, what's going on? These guys are supposed to be punks. What's happening? It's like second.
yeah,
So what's going on? But so the artwork could be better, but anyway, but the album is great. I mean, I really can feel Mutt Lange's presence on here. He's really whipping him into shape on this record, and because everything's so tight. I mean, they sound like a live band, but it's so tight, and there's hooks galore on this album. I mean, hooks everywhere you look, and honestly, songs like Rat Trap, I just love Rat Trap. You know, it's a rat trap, and you've been caught. You know, and like clockwork is just that ching 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 at the beginning,
Yeah.
and the way he sings it, the like clockwork, you know, he's doing like all the yeah, 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 all those
Yeah.
backing vocal things happening. It's really cool. That's a great song. And I love that they redo Mary of the Fourth Form, and they really rock it up. I mean, it's really rocking on this album.
That confused me when you said that because I that's never been part of my experience of this album. It's not on my copy
Oh,
of the
it's
album.
not. Oh,
No,
okay.
no, that's never been part of the Canadian experience, anyways. But yeah, it's funny the things you learn about these records over time. So maybe it's on the UK, or maybe it's just a bonus. You know, when you like I'm looking at the orders of these are all over the place when it came to like sampling it off of Spotify instead of the records. But no, there's
Yes.
no Mary of the Fourth Form on
Oh,
my
that's
copy.
interesting. That's interesting.
No,
That must be a US thing.
I've
That
never
must
heard
be
of
a
that
that must be
before.
a US. See, British version LP. I'm looking it up. American version. Yeah. Mary the Fourth From a re-recorded version of the original found on their first LP. So yeah, so I guess Columbia said, "Hey, that's a great song and maybe nobody heard it, so let's do it again on this album." I don't know. But anyway,
That's wild.
we're crazy. But anyway, it's a good version of it. They really rock it up hard on this one.
Mm,
Blind Date's a great song. But you're living on an island, and it's okay. She's so modern, to your point, is getting more and more frantic. They're getting this sort of frantic, is the frantic levels going up and up and up on, and
yeah.
I saw an interview with Geldof, and he said something like kind of acting like She's So Modern should have been a bigger, much bigger song or something like that. And I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I think there's better songs on this record,
Mm,
honestly.
yeah.
Um, Me and Howard Hughes I like quite a bit, and you know, Never Loved Eva Braun is, I mean, just really clever lyrics too. Like Bob is really on his game with the lyrics as well. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I really, this is a great record. I mean, if you're, you know, this would be a great introduction if you want, you know, first Boomtown Rats album. This would be a great start. So there you go,
Yeah.
number two.
Excellent. All right. Okay, so number one, I'm going with Fine Art of Surfacing. And love this record to death. It's a very 1979 record for me. I find what they do on here is they just do all those things I loved from Tonic Tonic for the Troops. Um, they emphasize and do even better here. I find the production's a little more muscular. There, some of that nervous energy is toned down and replaced by a Graham Parker squeezing out sparks up escalator sort of vibe, which I absolutely appreciate. Someone's Looking at You is just one of my favorite songs of all time. It's awesome. Diamond Smiles is cool as well. And again, very dramatic, kind of Roxy music-ish. This is a very high fidelity album. Lots and lots of ear candy put in by Mutt Lange. Wind Chill Factor, totally experimental, but I love it. It's just very brave, musically brave. Having My Picture Taken, just a good poppy song on here. Sleep is amazing. I just find that whole thing, just that whole stumbling through nighttime dreamscape sort of thing, but just beautiful arrangement. Really smart. Um, and then the other side, I don't like Mondays. I've never been a big fan of. It's just too simple for me. I love Nothing Happened Today. Keep It Up is really cool. Strident, great beat on that. Poppy, muscular, definitely a favorite. Love that synth line in it. Reminds me of the whole, Never Been Any Reason, heady synth line in there. Um, Nice and neat, frantic. Again, kind of like a Stiff Records, Elvis Costello sort of thing. Um, when the Night Comes is your Joey's on the Streets Again here, Van Morrison flamenco guitar kind of thing. That's perfectly fine for me as well. This album, it just feels like the work of like a really talented band, great lyrics as well. But it's just a production tour de force without it being gimmicky. It's just like a whole bunch of really smart things done to these songs without it being like just a producer sometimes City Boy feels a bit like that to me.
Hmm.
And that was his testing ground. And we know Def Leppard kind of becomes a different sort of testing ground later on. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but yeah, I think I'm just glad they found this direction. But like I say, it's almost like, Tonic evolves into this direction, and then this direction just blows up and it's gone.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
loved it. But yeah, that's my number one.
Yes, yes, and I think there's obviously we're both in agreement. This is to me, this is there's no question this is the number one because it's just their sweet spot. Like you mentioned a lot of things about it that are why it's a sweet spot. I mean, 1979, it's like this is the perfect album for 79. They're just killing it. And really as a band, I think they're just on a high and they've made these two records and this is the record number three and they really deliver. And I think that Mutt Lang is working with them to your point to make it more
Mm.
hooky all the time. Like, hey, how about this? How about that? I'm sure he's throwing things at, hey, let's make this hooky. We could do this. We could do
Yeah,
that. And it's
exactly.
working and it's really working. I mean, it's really, really working. Um, it's their most, I have in my notes, I have it's their most refined and produced version of them, along with great hooky songs where, they've got these
Yeah,
songs like, you know, Someone's Looking at You, Diamond Smiles is amazing. Like you said, Picture Taken is a fun one. It's really fun. I don't like Mondays. I mean, I'm getting kind of tired of that because that was really the only song in the U.S. that kind of hit. Like the only song that I knew of from them for a long time. Someone put it at the end of a mixtape or something, or someone recorded an album for me, and they used to have like, you remember, you used to have the little at the end, you'd have a little bit of time, so he put an extra song on
yeah,
and I was like, "What's this?" It's kind of a cool song. Um, but yeah, I mean, Nice and Neat is great. When the Night Comes, like you said, is a cool sort of, one of their dramatic songs, but it works really, really well. Nothing Happened Today. I love that. I mean, just it's the lyrics and the music are both all killing it on this album. So I really feel like this is their strongest unified statement of an album. Is Fine Art of Surfacing. So this is just incredible. I love this record. Really, really good.
yeah. And just to add something, I haven't said much about is just I love the thespian quality of Bob's vocals. He's got a little bit of that Bon Scott caw to his voice, right? And he
Yeah.
uses it, but he's got a bunch of different gears, and yeah, he's always very dramatic. He's just super entertaining to listen to. I've never really paid a heck of a lot of attention to like the other personalities in this band. It's just kind of there. It's almost like they're becoming this great band, but it's up to Mutt Lang and Bob Geldof to really be the two stars of the whole thing.
Yeah, it feels like those are the guys at the front of the front saying, let's go, guys, let's go in this direction." They're leading the charge of sorts, right? I
Yeah,
mean, Johnny, the only person I kind of remember Johnny Fingers because he's the keyboard player or whatever, so he's got the fingers,
right.
but
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah, I mean, that's all I can really. Like you said, the rest of the band is sort of faceless. I hate to say it, it's just kind of like, I mean, you remember Bob the most because he comes out as such a force on
yeah,
these albums, and sometimes he gets like you were saying in the 80s, it gets almost like too affected at times, or maybe I don't know. I'm not
yeah.
quite sure. Maybe it's just the production. But in these 70s albums, it's just he's just hitting it on the nail. I mean, nail right on the head. So I really
So,
enjoy
so
the
I
70s.
guess I guess we can blame Back in Black for the demise of the Boomtown Rats, right? For Mutt Lang runs off and becomes this huge star with AC/DC, and it's like had he stuck around, because he's got
Yeah.
3 albums in a row for them, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, when I was looking at Mutt Lang, I was going, okay, he hasn't done Foreigner 4 yet. He hasn't done Back in Black yet. He hasn't done, so this is pretty early in his career. He
Yeah,
hasn't done Def Leppard yet.
yeah.
So this is really early in his, like you said, maybe City Boy was
A
before
few
this.
City Boys. There's a Motors album he did, at least.
Okay.
I think he did the first Motors album, and then yeah, I mean, God, Boomtown Rats is 77. That's super early for him. He's just
Yeah.
moved over from South Africa at this point, pretty much,
Right, right.
right?
So crazy. But he still does an amazing job on these albums. Like he's a newbie and he's still killing it.
Yeah,
And he really understood. I think he understood this band better than Tony Visconti, as we mentioned earlier. So I think that's part of the
Yeah.
reason of as you called it, the explosion of sorts in the 80s. It's
Yeah.
kind of like what happened, you know?
Yeah.
So there you
Cool.
go, guys.
Nice.
What do you think? I mean, there's our lists. I mean, they kind of tracked fairly pretty similar. We had a little bit of difference, but not much. Because I think that it's just when you listen to this catalog, there's certain albums that definitely jump out. You go, those are the top three for sure. Just a question of
Yeah.
what order you put them in. So yeah, yeah.
You
So
said something really smart there that I didn't really recognize, that there's a split between the 70s and the 80s. That never sunk in with me that, yeah, the three I love are from the 70s, and then boom, the 80s happened. And then, yeah,
yeah,
funny.
yeah. They're trying, and it's yeah, it's interesting. So, but to your point, Bob Geldof is such a character. He's such a great leader, great front man. When you watch some of the, I watched some clips to get ready for this, you know, and he's a great front man. He has that charisma. He's got that. I think that's what
Yeah.
helped them to make it, you know.
And I got to have dinner with him once.
Did
Pretty
you?
cool.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. He came
Wow.
here for one of his solo albums, interviewed him for the solo album. Then we all went out to dinner after. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Was he pretty cool? Cool guy?
Yeah. He was a
Yeah.
great guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
He seems
Yeah.
like he's a thinker. Like that guy is like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
constantly thinking. He's like constantly going, you know.
Yeah, well, as we know, he's done way more for the world than the Boomtown Rats or his solo career, right? I mean, the whole Live Aid
Yeah.
thing is a huge thing, and he's a big entrepreneur. He's had a super impressive life. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, guy just so he strikes me as a guy that like barely can sleep because his mind is always like going 8 miles
yeah,
800 miles an hour.
yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, that's I don't know what else to say. I think that that's you know we covered it all, and you know go check out some Boomtown Rats, and if you're not familiar with the band, it's definitely a band you need to check out. There's those 70s albums are just amazing, so they're definitely worth checking out. And I would say that's about it. Martin, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Wicked.
As
That was a lot
as
of fun.
always, yeah, we always have fun. We always have a good time doing this. So we'll do more of it, hopefully. So, but yeah, thanks again, and thank you if you're still with us. We appreciate you. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It helps the channel, and we'll see you next time on Curless Mania. Take care.
Yeah.